Hey, this is Monte and we are at the Calgary Zoo today. We are just in front of the penguin enclosure on the pathway along the Canadian Wilds entrance. We did this about 4 years ago. You can see it's grayed up really nice, and it's a 3-rail 10-foot system. It goes along this pathway. There's 3 things I want to talk to you today in terms of this particular fence and how it performs. Initially Cedar can be a little slivery, but over time as it weathers, it becomes a really nice soft wood. So when people are walking by it and they're touching it, you don't have to worry about slivers and those kinds of things. The second thing I really like about the split rail cedar fence in this application is that its longevity and its quality. We installed this particular section of fence, and it's lasted 4 years, and it will last another 20 years. The quality of the split rail cedar fence is just one of its strongest selling features. It has a really good lasting ability. You don't have to use any chemicals to improve its longevity. Western red cedar has a natural fungal inhibitor that's part of its chemical makeup, and so you don't need to treat it with anything. And that's huge in a setting like this, because you don't need no chemicals, you don't have no influences on or negative impacts when it comes to human interactions or wildlife interactions or chemicals leaching into the watershed. We are in a very sensitive area, very close to the Bow River in this particular setting, so that's one of the strongest features that we have with split rail cedar fence. One of the phrases we like to use, there's no chemicals, no plastic, just pure country fencing. Many people ask me, as you install this fence, can you curve the fence? And absolutely, you get about between 10 and 14 degrees per section as you work down this pathway. And that's what we see in this particular fence. And you can see as it does age up, just the unique nature of each post is different, each rail is different. And like I said before, you always want to put the nicest, straightest rail on top. And this is just a super fence for this application. Like I said, it's nice and soft to the touch. You can see where people have been touching it and leaning and maybe relaxing at the zoo here as they transition from the penguin enclosure to Canadian wildlands. Like I said, this is our second project that we did with the Calgary Zoo. They approached us about 4 or 5 years ago. They felt like this was something that really met their architectural parameters that they were trying to accomplish as they transitioned from the penguin enclosure to Canadian wildlands. And we agree with them. It's a fantastic fence. Very easy to look at. It doesn't take away from the rest of the landscape. And so again, we're just going to wrap things up here. We're at the Calgary Zoo in front of the penguin enclosure. I'm not going to show you any penguins, but maybe I'll get Dace and go inside and film some stuff on the penguins, and they're going to be really the star of the video, because I might walk like a penguin, but the penguins are better looking.